Hello, and welcome to my new moon tarot card reading for February the 11th, 2021. It is a new moon in Aquarius, and I am sitting here with this incredible landscape outside my window of probably 8 or 9 inches of snow. Everything is just quiet and still and so beautiful. So I arrive here just excited to see what magic is going to come through and ready to play. I have Crown of Eternity playing musically. I don't know if you can hear it, but I love sound as a vibration while I do my energy work. And so I have the speaker over there just transmitting this beautiful energy of Crown of Eternity. So if you're not familiar with them, check them out on Spotify or whatever places you listen to music, and perhaps listen to that while you're listening to me also. I also have my new friend. I just got that for my birthday from my girlfriends. You probably can't tell, but it's 3 feet. She is 3 feet by 3 feet, and hidden within all of the beauty are pictures and words and symbols, and she just has, this Buddha has an incredible vibration. So she is going to hold space with us today as we do our work together. Yeah, and I have crystals and water and all of the things that we need when we are moving a lot of energy. It feels important to say this as we begin. So if you are new to my work and to the way I do these meditations, these transmissions through the card reading, I just finished making the new moon meditation, which is probably why I'm using that word. When I do these, each video has some sort of connection to what is happening collectively on our planet and what is happening individually for me in my own journey. So as I arrive here in this new moment of a new moon in Aquarius, I just turned 50 a couple weeks ago. I am an Aquarius sun and an Aquarius moon, and then somewhere in the Gemini Taurus for my rising. So there is a lot of air energy that I carry, and much of the work I've done in my own life is about embodying this ability to play in those dimensions of consciousness, embodying it here in this human reality, and explaining, translating, being a messenger for what I feel coming in through my awareness. And so today, as we tune into Aquarian energy with, I think, 6 planets in Aquarius at the same time. I was just reading, this hasn't happened since 1962. And there was a lot of change happening on our planet in 1962. A lot of really incredible shifts of consciousness were happening. And so that is what we are tapping into today. And I feel like I want to say, let's not rush this. This is probably going to be another long video. I do these once a month, and there's a lot of energy that wants to be transmitted out to you through this video. So let's not rush it. Settle in, create some time and space to receive what's going to be sent through to you. There will be images through the cards. There'll be words I'll say that are specifically for you. There will be this heart open space that I always hold in my work. There'll be laughter. There's music. There's so much richness that is being shared with you as this gift of love that I always offer in these videos. So allow yourself to receive it. Allow yourself to be fully present and receive whatever it is your soul brought you here to receive. Okay, so let's begin. Let's play. These are so much fun for me. I have 3 decks of cards. I narrowed it down. I keep getting all these cool cards and I want to share them with you. So the main deck we're going to use is my Osho Zen Tarot, which I'll pull 3 cards for that. And then I have 3, I narrowed it down, only 3 cards for wisdom from our guides that I'll do at the end. And I'll tell you a little about each of those decks as I use them. Okay, we are going to pull 3 cards, the collective now at this new moon in Aquarius, the individual now, what's happening for us here at the macro, micro level, and then wisdom from the highest possibilities for the next lunar cycle. We'll pull 3 cards and we'll see what is present. Yeah, and I have to tell you, I'm like, oh, I hope we don't get the same cards. We keep getting the same cards. But if that's what it is, that's what it is. Okay, so the collective now, the creator. Yes, look at the light hitting that from outside with the snow. The creator, I love this card so much. Collective now. The next one, the individual now. Politics, dratted politics. I'll show you that. And then the highest possibilities, so good. The highest possibilities for the next lunar cycle, comparison. And in case you are new to this and haven't seen this before, these cards are never what you think they're going to be. So you might think it says one thing and then Zen tells you a whole different other thing. All right, so let's see. What do I want to share first? All right, the creator card. This is one of my favorites. Actually, I'm not going to read as much to you. Maybe I will, but all right, we're just going to tune in. All right, so see what you see first when you look at this. Like, which part of it jumps out to you? And then what do you feel when you see this card? Like, what moves inside of you? This is for the collective now. So I'll share what I feel. When we shifted from the old age to this new age of Aquarius, and we have this new moon offering us new possibilities with all of these other planets lined up in Aquarius to say, how big can we show you? Like, it's not the right word. How do we as a universe emphasize this shift into Aquarius? We're going to line it all up. We're going to place all these things all in the exact perfect position so that you get the message. And then we're going to have Viv tell you again, and all the astrologers tell you again, this is a significant time here on Earth. And so for this card to be the one that represents the energy of the collective is so beautiful. The creator. We as a humanity are creating something new. We are birthing a new reality here on this planet, and it's coming from the center, from the solar plexus. It's not coming from up here. It's coming from the gut. It's coming from the third chakra. The third chakra that says, I exist, I'm here. I am source consciousness love in the physical body. I am that light at the center of this human experience. And it's all of us, every single one of us, which of course that's what the meditation that I just made was all about. It's feeling this light, this knowing that we are these beings of light. I can't do this and hold the card. If you picture the sun, the stars, the galaxy, immense, right? And then you compact it down and you place it in the center of your solar plexus. That is what the soul in the human body is. We are light condensed into this little tiny form that walks around on the planet and tries to do things. But the power comes from that source light that we each are, that we brought with us into the human realm, into Gaia Earth. And so this feels like a nod from our guides, our souls, from source, from the universe to say, in case you didn't get the message yet, this is what's happening on Earth. You're all going to become more and more aware of the light that you are individually. And collectively, you're going to be creators, and you'll be creating a whole different way of living here in the human form. One that we can't quite even comprehend it yet, because it sounds like a sci-fi music, or it sounds like, we give it weird words, right? Artificial intelligence, some sort of control over us, conspiracy theories, like there's all these things that are happening. No, it's just 7 billion individuals all becoming aware at their own pace and in their own way that each one of us is this individual light. And then we start to shine that light in different ways. And everyone's like, what is happening? What is going on? And sometimes we have to shake off some shit in order for that light to start to come through. And everyone's like, the world's ending. Everything's terrible. What's going on? We're becoming more light. We are radiating from the physical body that is each one of us individually. This pure consciousness, pure universe. I look out, there's pure white snow. Like, it's just white light. I wrote the book a year ago. Just white light. It's every single color brought into this expression, which is then just white light. For artists and designers and people who work with color, it's the most crazy thing that white actually has all colors in it. Is that how they describe it? Like, it's everything, and then it returns into this purity. Yeah, so collectively, this is the potential for humanity. This is what we are currently experiencing. And it may look like chaos. It may look like it's a mess, but it's us learning as a humanity how to express this energy that is creative inside of us and allow it to come through, right? And so all these new creations are happening. There's a whole beautiful description in the book, but I think I've decided you guys need to each buy a copy of the Osho Zen deck for yourselves and start using it, because it's such a great deck. This deck has been my tried and true only deck for years, and it has never failed. So yeah, I think you should buy it and read what the creator says. It's beautiful. Okay, we're moving to the individual now. Right. So let's look at this little character. Each one of us, we all are this. We all have this. We all live this way in certain times of our lives. And it's funny, again, like normally I do the video and then the meditation, but it was kind of fun to do the meditation and now be doing this because I can see how they interweave. So in the meditation, I was talking about, how did I say it? Like we have things when this light starts to expand within us and it starts bumping some of that shit out of the way, we start to see these things that we do or ways that we act or judgments we have or whatever it is. We start to see it in ourselves because this light is sort of spotlighting everything within us. And what I noticed today, which I don't normally notice about this card, is how he's kind of laughing behind the mask. Like, see here, it's like a pretty face and all made up and like fake, right? It's just this fake facade. And then behind the scenes, he's like, like doing this little like, I'm getting away with it, or I'm so crazy, or whatever he's saying behind the scenes. Normally when I see this card, I've thought of it as like, what would the word be? Like he's getting away with something and it's manipulative and it's a negative. You know, like who he is it's not Jekyll and Hyde. What is the word I'm trying to come up with? I keep looking like there's inspiration on the walls. Deceptive. It feels very deceptive, like he's trying to pull something over on you. And today when I look at it, it's more like he's just sitting back here laughing like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on in this world. I don't know what this snake is that's around me, but like, I'm just going to pretend everything's fine. Right. I'm just going to hold up the mask and I'm just going to laugh at this whole silly thing while I'm holding up this mask. It doesn't feel as negative to me. And what I was describing in the, I mean, he's still kind of sneering, but he's also about to get zapped by that rattlesnake tail. So karma's a bitch, right? But what I was saying in the meditation was could we lose some of the judgment that we have about the ways that we all at some point in our lives do this? We try to be something that we know we're actually not. We put this pretty face out to the world, and behind the scenes there's actually like, stuff happening. Can we start to be more compassionate and look at this human journey as a learning, as a place where we get to try things and expand things and find what is true and in integrity with ourselves, and find what isn't. And in that, can we move towards dropping the mask, allowing this one to, like I am, like to directly look the other in the eye and be transparent, right? Be all yourself. Put down the mask, put down the game playing. We can still look at each other and go, man, this world's crazy. This world is crazy. People are crazy. Things that are happening are crazy. But it's not from a place of like trying to pull something over on anyone. It's from a place of compassion and trust and connection and relating to each other. Finding where we are in agreement. If we're in disagreement, allowing it to be so, and not putting the facade up to try to pretend that we're something we're not. Can we just be real? Can we be like I'm doing here? Like, I don't have all the answers. I don't know where it's going, but I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm allowing myself to connect with you energetically in this way, and we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. So politics. This is the individual now, what we, I believe, individually are all working through. It's perfect that this card comes up, because I feel like for myself, turning 50, it's like done. I'm done. I'm done with all that. I used to twist myself up in knots trying to make sure I was holding this facade perfectly. I was following all the rules. I was doing everything I was supposed to do. And behind the scenes, I'd be like, like what's actually true? What's actually happening? And, it was just so confusing. The inner politics for me was so confusing. And I feel like at 50, I've just made this choice. Like, I'm just gonna hang with my Buddha and be all chill and let people do crazy or be crazy or do whatever. Like, it's okay. I don't have to change anyone. I don't have to be anything other than who I am, which, is probably kind of weird and original, and also creating, right? I'm constantly creating. And so when I feel that flow of more light, more and more light being expressed through me, it clears the junk, and who I am is who you see. Pretty much all the time. So here's the highest possibilities for the next lunar cycle comparison. What's amazing about this card is it's saying to not compare. It's saying don't, card number 5, don't compare yourself to others, because the bamboo is meant to be the bamboo. It has its own energy, value, purpose, sense of existence here on this planet. We have little bamboo plants here in our house. People going to bamboo forests. There's bamboo used in all, I have bamboo toothbrushes that my daughter got us started on. Like, bamboo has its unique qualities and purpose on this planet, and we celebrate and honor what those are. And so does the oak tree. I think it says oak tree in the description. And the oak tree provides shade and provides acorns. Is that true? And is beautiful and sends messages around the world through its roots. The oak tree is not trying to be a bamboo. The bamboo is not trying to be the oak tree. They're just their own beautiful qualities. And And we as humans accept that in nature that can be true. We don't yell at the oak tree and say, you should have been a bamboo. Why weren't you born a bamboo? And we don't go to the bamboo and say, please become the oak tree. We just accept that that's what they each are, and learn how to hopefully use those resources appropriately. Why don't we as humans do that for ourselves and for other people? You know, I'm not anyone else. You're not anyone else. And why would we want to change that? Why? I just talked about this in our energy gym. I'm about to expand the energy gym in a really big, beautiful way. And what I have said to the current members and what I'll be saying in my promotion of it is, I don't want a group of people who are all just like me. That would be boring and stupid. And why would I do that? I want to be surrounded by individuals who have their own unique way of seeing the world and gifts and ways of expressing and passions and thoughts and, you know, creations. Like I want to be surrounded by all the varieties of what's possible on this planet. And does that mean I understand all of them? No, but I want to get to know and learn and understand. And trying to compare myself to them or compare them to me is absolutely pointless, you know? So I feel like this card is just reminding us, you know, highest possibilities as we move into this age of Aquarius, on this new moon in Aquarius, is stop comparing yourself to anybody else. Be your own unique individual self and share that. Step into that, become more of that. If you don't know who you are, make that your intention, make that your life's purpose. Like figure out who you are and who you're becoming and what you're here to contribute, and you know why you even picked Earth in the first place. Like, why did you decide to come as a soul to Gaia? Why are you here? I'm looking at the cards. Why are you here? What is your purpose? You know, maybe it's to be part of this creation that's happening. Maybe it's to play with being light in a human body. What is that even? What is a soul in a human form? And, you know, from outside of Gaia, it might look really easy. And then you're here and you're like, ah, but why? Why did you come? We get so, this is how I opened the meditation today. We get so distracted and spread out and task oriented and deadline driven, and you know we as a humanity, for so long as you know civilization has advanced, we've become busier and busier and more diluted in our connection to our souls, to our source. And the age of Aquarius absolutely is about, who are you? Why are you here? Why did you as a soul decide to come to Gaia at this time? And if you're not in alignment with that yet, if you aren't beginning to fulfill your purpose in whatever that is, the collective humanity energy is gonna start bringing you into alignment with that, because that's the shift that's happening. And it doesn't mean, I've been saying this to some people recently too, it doesn't mean you have to like create stuff. In fact, well, I won't read it, but part of what this card says is, you know, the creator is not creating more things. The creator is creating him or herself, creating the masterpiece that is each one of us individually. And if the collective humanity is focusing on creating self masterpieces, then you're gonna have to see who you are. You're gonna have to figure out, like, who is that light inside of you? What are you? What is your expression? You know, and sometimes that means we kind of have to like play both sides and figure out what is within ourselves and what isn't within ourselves. And you know, sometimes we make like mistakes. I keep doing air quotes. Sometimes we make mistakes, but I don't even feel like they're mistakes. I feel like it's part of our learning. You know, we try, like, We want to be this perhaps, but we're really this because we're still figuring stuff out. And so we tie a noose like this little rattlesnake. We're about to get zapped right in the nose, or we're being squished by the weight of the snake. And we're like, what happened? Why? I wanted to be this and I'm actually this and I don't understand. That is often the pathway to integrating all of ourselves. We make these mistakes that really aren't mistakes. And in that situation, we have this opportunity to clarify, who am I and how do I actually want to be in this reality, in this world? The one for me has been integrity. You know, I've been out of integrity many times in my life, and those moments of being out of integrity they stay inside of me. I remember them, and it's like a Geronimo, or is that the right name? Pinocchio, like, was it little Geronimo on his shoulder who's like, don't do that, you should not do that. And Pinocchio's like, no, I'm just going to lie some more, and his nose gets longer and longer, and he's like, why do I keep getting caught in the lie? When I have played on the borders of integrity in the past, and then erred. Yeah, those moments then become this compass inside of, don't do that again. You're right on the edge. Come back into alignment. We do it in all different ways. We do it with our hearts. We do it with our creations, physical. We do it with our children, our family, our relationships. Like, we're constantly learning. And I feel like a lot of what this card is saying is, as we become whole, as we lose the mask and start to show our truth, our real selves to other people, we might make mistakes. We might have moments where it feels like, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Right? What was I thinking? But it's part of that definition. It's part of that, like, centering. When we go one way or the other and then we come back to center, we feel that, and we know we're in alignment again. And then eventually it's like we don't have to veer at all. We just are constantly in this flow that is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And I feel like the more of us who are doing our work and focusing on becoming the best version of ourselves we can be in this lifetime, comparisons are just going to drop. There's no one else like me, and there's no one else like you. And I'm so grateful we're both here. And there's so many more of us to find and connect with and marvel at. Okay, those are great cards. So that's then. All right, here's some fun. I mean, that was fun too, but here's some more fun for where we're gonna go. I don't know if you can hear the music, but every time the music changes, I can feel the whole energy of the room change. I'm like, oh, give me a moment here. Let's settle in. Okay, and that's the age of Aquarius, right? There's constantly going to be new creations, new vibrations, new energies entering into this atmosphere of Gaia, and we can resist it or be afraid of it, or we can go, oh yeah, new vibration, new receiving, new magic. How do I bring that into myself and begin sharing that or expressing that in the way it's flowing through my third chakra? It's I mean, literally, guys, we are in such a magical space. We are in such a cool time here on Earth. It is beyond bliss. But there might be some stuff to clear first, so we're just going to clear as we go. All right, this is the Vine of the Mystic deck by my friend Deborah James in Australia. And if you want a deck, you should call her. They are so cool. These cards are like, to me, they reflect like plants, like the plant life, the like Avatar. They kind of feel like that sort of incredibly powerful energy. So we are going to see what wisdom the Vine of the Mystic has for us for Aquarius. So let's pick the third card down. 1, 2, Third card down is detachment. Isn't that the most perfect card for Aquarian energy? That's so funny. I actually don't experience Aquarius in this way that others do about detachment, but I hear this a lot, that Aquarius, you're just able to detach from everything. You don't really care about anything. No, I'm not saying that the right way. It's easy to walk away from a relationship or from something that used to be important when you're an Aquarius. That's what I've heard many times reflected to me. And I don't believe it for myself. So maybe it's true for other Aquarians. But I love that at the new moon in Aquarius, this is the card that came through for all of us, detachment. Detachment. So I'm just letting you see it so you can see what pops up for you. It kind of looks like a butterfly sideways, doesn't it, with the butterfly wings and then her face and the antenna. That's so beautiful. Let me find the card. Number 21. Of course it's number 21. 2021. Like, you guys. Let's see what she says. All right, so this is from Deborah. My computer just said playing music up at the top, and then it's telling me go to the professional audio and audio settings. You're a little late in software. Detachment. A time of separation wants you to watch the moment with fascination. Time appears to stand still. Oh, Deborah, you are on it. What is happening has its own agenda. It's not personal to you. It is just a lesson. Life is waiting for you to make the next move. Really contemplate all your options. Yeah, it looks like something new is getting ready to be birthed through her hands, her arms, right? The extension of her heart chakra, like so beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you, Deborah, for that. That's amazing. These cards are just magnificent. Like, I want to show you more of them, but you're going to have to come back next month when we pull the next one. Detachment. I don't know if you can see the colors in the face. Can you see that? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I feel like I want to look at her. Like, in this position, when you turn it, it looks like she's just like laying on a raft, in the pool. I mean, you don't see the raft or the pool, but it kind of looks like that. Like, she's just sort of hanging out here watching what's going on, very curious about what's going to happen. That is the perfect message for where we are today. Okay, the next deck, you get 2 more cards. The next one, I think we'll end with Metatron. I got 2 more decks for my birthday, which, I'm so excited about. So this one, the Gratitude Oracle. I don't know how to make that message go away. I don't know. There we go. Okay. The Gratitude Oracle deck by Angela Hartfield. My friend Claire gave this to me, and I have art. This is what I look at sometimes when I'm doing these videos. My mom makes puzzles. Sidebar here. My mom makes puzzles, and then she mats them and gives them as gifts if they're ones that she knows people will like. And so she has 3 puzzles that she's made for me. I mean, she's made more, but she's probably made like 6 or 7 for me. And they're big. They're like 2 feet by 3 feet. But there are 3 that are hanging on the wall in my meditation room over there. One is the Aquarius symbol, and she's pouring water out over the earth. And they all look like this. I don't know if it's the same artist, but they have these same beautiful patterns inside. The one in the center has the earth with like an angel holding the earth in her hands, like all this beautiful color around it. And then the one on the right is this beautiful woman with butterfly wings, just like in Deborah's card. And she's got a lion right to her side, and she's just like looking at the universe. They're the most beautiful cards. So when Claire gave me this deck, I was so excited because it just reminds me of the magic of what I'm looking at all the time. So we're going to pull a card from this beautiful deck for wisdom from our guides. This is what your guides, my guides, all guides who are hanging out in this space with us and would like us to know whatever it is they want us to know. I'm just going to invite that they send a message through these cards. And We'll take card number 8. These are really thick, so I want to make sure I count right. 1. Card number 8. Move the deck to the side. Adventure, card number 52. Oh my God, look how beautiful that is. I don't know if you can see, I am new to this deck, so I haven't seen these, but oh my gosh, how beautiful. Isn't that amazing? So notice what you notice first. Like I'll share what I see also, but like see what you see. I don't know if it's beautiful. Okay, so here, I need to go to the deck because to the card book, because I don't know these, but well, I'll tell you what I see first. I have to look with my glasses on because there's such detailing here. Okay, the first few things I saw, the moon, which is like holding space, but also not a full moon, just like a beginning of a moon. It looks like an owl to me, but I don't think it's actually an owl, but doesn't it look sort of like an owl? And then it looks like a tree growing out of the sails of the boat, like this momentum behind the sail. And then I noticed the deer, which to me always represents family, like the deer merging with almost like eagle wings, perhaps. And then this beautiful person, which represents each one of us, just like sitting there in the magic of all these things working around her to make sure she gets to where she's supposed to go. Isn't that incredible? And then these angels, they look like angels to me, like supporting her. Oh my gosh, this one's playing the violin for her. Can you see that? And this one's playing the cello for her. That's so cool. That's so cool. And then behind right here, it looks like there's little stairs, like in, why am I forgetting the name? Lord of the Rings. The stairs go into that tiny little opening to the house that must be back there. It's like there's a whole world behind her, and then roses all over here, and she's just floating up in the clouds, like she's being carried above the earth, above the earth, into this whole other place. And it almost looks like a harp here with the strings. Harp strings is what I'm trying to say. That is absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's see what the card has to share for us. The first page I opened to said vacation. That's totally what feels true. All right, so I'll hold this up for you while I read to you. Adventure number 52. It may have been a while since you changed up your routine. An adventure, which has spontaneity attached to it, is more connected to your heart and intuition than a usual vacation. When you pursue adventure, you might find you spend less time on the details than when you plan a vacation. Your perspectives, intuition, experiences, and desires will help you to figure out what you will embark on for your daring journey. You can incorporate adventure into your daily life. This is what this card is offering us. You might try a new restaurant or type of cuisine, or pack an overnight bag and drive to an off-the-grid bed and breakfast. Embark on your adventure with no set schedule or expectation, because time stands still right now, according to Deborah. It is an opportunity to proceed without certainty or fixed destination. Adventure can also happen when you are the least prepared. For example, losing your luggage is not an ideal situation, but it forces you to alter your plans and do something unexpected so you can resolve the challenge in front of you. An adventure will move you out of your humdrum life or comfort zone and introduce you to something new. Try to incorporate adventure into your life at least a few times a year. Make sure you let someone know where you are going, how to reach you, or when you expect to be back if you're going alone or won't have internet access. Spoken like a true mama. That's what I would say too. Make sure someone knows where you're going. When an opportunity to try something new shows up, grab it. When someone invites you to do something that you may have declined in the past, say yes and see what happens. Adventure broadens your experience, brings a fresh perspective, and challenges your previous limitations. In the picture they describe, a woman is adrift in a floating vessel with an antelope figurehead. She is serenaded by a man on a cello and a youth on a violin. A candelabra in a tree's branches illuminates her passage. An owl, it is an owl looks down at her. The candelabra can mean calm, revisiting beautiful memories, or connecting to your inner fire. The antelope asks you to bring an open heart and foretells pleasant surprises coming your way. The instruments are linked to your energy and the elegance that music brings to your life. Imagine the blessings received from an adventure and the shift it will bring you. The affirmation they offer is, I open myself to adventure. New experiences bring me excitement and blessings. Oh, isn't that so good? I'm telling you, Aquarius energy, it's like there's so much magic that is happening and shifting for all of us, and being open to it is the key. Like being open to new like the new sounds, the new vibrations, the new energy, just being open to it and allowing it to just like carry us into something we couldn't have expected. A few of the women in the gym have been reading The Surrender Experiment, and it's a book I suggested years ago when I wrote my first book. It was one of the suggested readings. And when I read the book, I'm like, The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer. And he says yes to everything. Like that's the whole point of his book and his life. He's like, here's my life story. I just say yes to whatever shows up. I remember reading, I'm like, this man's crazy. He's crazy. He said yes to people moving onto his property and building houses, and it wasn't even their property. I'm like, what? And so the whole story is, his story is so beautiful because it challenged me to look at where do I say yes and where do I say no? And if I was saying yes more often, what would happen? What would shift? Like, how would the trajectory of my life have been different if I wasn't afraid and pushed things away? And so perhaps that book is coming to mind now because there might be something there for you also. And you'll find your own balance with it. You know, maybe you buy into yes to everything. Maybe you're like me, you're like mostly yes and some no's. Some no's. Our music has shifted. It's called dream architecture. I don't know, Crown of Eternity, but it's called dream architecture. I'm like, what changed? So that changed as I brought in Archangel Metatron. So this book, this deck of cards is from my friend Renata, who is absolutely an angel, absolutely tapping into some incredible magic with Metatron. And I've only pulled 2 cards so far, and each time I'm like, or 3 cards, I was like, whoa, whoa, what is this deck saying? And like, you know, it's so accurate. Okay, so I've been shuffling them, and we're just gonna pull the top card and see what it says. Man, guys, something's happening for everybody. It's called endings. Endings, card number 45, and it says, you are held. Isn't that amazing? Look at the seagulls flying, and it's like the pier, is that what this is? The dock is taking us towards, where's my card? Towards this, it's like taking us into here, right? So there's this old way, and we're being invited to just leap off the dock right into this. You know, I want to say, if we're using the image of water and jumping off a dock, it's like, take off all your clothes, take off all the facades, get rid of everything, and just jump naked into the water, because in that you will discover this like power, this beauty of light that is in you. So I'm not saying walk around the world naked. I'm saying energetically drop the layers and trust that this is where you're being guided. So beautiful. And 4 + 5 is a 9. Card number 45 is a 9, which represents completions and endings. So we're going to go to this page. This book, by the way, I've never seen a card deck that has the card in full color inside the book and this huge description of what's happening. Isn't that just so incredible? So I'm not going to read all of it to you because I feel like, you know, you should also buy this deck. You should buy all the decks. But I'll read a couple parts, and I don't know this card, so this is new. It says, endings, you are held. Drawing this card is about an ending for you now. I feel like that's definitely collectively what's happening at this new moon in Aquarius. Like we are stepping into something new. There's an ending behind us, and there's all this light in front of us. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Dream architecture plane. Like, don't be afraid. Here's what it says. You know you have reached the end of a road when you have nothing left to give, no more energy to fight, no desire for a turnaround in present-day fortunes, just the need for a clean break from the past or whatever no longer serves you. What you face with the ending now presenting in your life is a path to freedom, yet it feels daunting, an uncharted territory about which you have no understanding. It feels safer to stay with what you know. The jetty out to sea on this card offering an interesting vista, but you would like to turn around and go back rather than jump into the new. Metatron asks you to look again to see whether this ending is your choice or whether it has been thrust upon you, as there is no real way back anymore. The energy has shifted and moved on, and so must you. Detachment, right? Deborah's card, detachment. It may have to do with any area of life, relationships, job, residence, health, life stage. We face many endings in life. The lesson is knowing how to adapt to change and yield when necessary. It may take a little time, but you know the answer, and that is to begin again. The only option in life when something ends. It says, like, put aside your doubts and your fears. Walk the bridge into the sunset. It is time. Endings are necessary, otherwise life cannot bring in the new. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. I love the colors also of these two, right? The colors like dark water, unknown, but then all of this light. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, so in summary, I'll do my little wrap up here. In summary, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of changes that are happening. Let me not tell you what not to do. Let's switch to what can you do? Be still. Be still. Find moments where you can sit in this quiet, calm centeredness of yourself and discern if this is what you're doing and how you're doing that. And then as much as you can, like, drop the layers, become more and more transparent with yourself first, you know, and then with others around you. And just trust yourself. And then stop comparing yourself to anybody else, because you're not. You're you. And when you do that, you can detach, right? You can let go of what others expect of you or think you should be, or you can just be in the joy of the journey and have some adventure. Have some fun. Allow yourself to be serenaded. Play music that's new to you. Go find Crown of Eternity and listen to them, and then send them a little note and go, oh my God, I found you through this crazy video thing, and I love you, and your music is so good. And we start connecting in new ways, right? So there's likely going to be an ending of something old. Focus on this and focus on the freedom of the birds. And don't keep looking back. Like, go into that experience, because I feel like our guides, the the universe, the planets, all the energies of source expressed in all these beautiful ways want us to become more, want us to keep evolving and creating and birthing. And so anytime there's going to be an ending, there's going to be a new beginning. So don't be afraid. Be blissed out in the magic that's all around, that's possible, and allow yourself to be in the adventure of it. So it's not about being afraid, it's about just being in the magic. All right. The new moon meditation is, I'll put the link in here if you want to listen to that. It's a beautiful way to integrate all the energy that I've been sharing here. The playlist on Spotify has 2 songs by Crown of Eternity. You can just listen to that if you want and integrate whatever came up as I was sharing all of this wisdom and magic from our guides. And then I'll see you next month. See you next month. Have a beautiful, the manifestation circle. That was the other thing. I even wrote myself a note so I wouldn't forget. So this month I have included something more with the meditation because it felt like fun. And because I want to manifest some things. And I thought if I want to manifest some things, so do other people. So I drew, you can't see it, but it's right over here. I have it on my Instagram account, Viv-Gerard. But it's a big circle I drew on a big piece of paper, 2 feet by 3 feet piece of paper. And at the top, I wrote new moon in Aquarius. And then as people exchange for the meditation, which you want to do the meditation because it's so beautiful, you send me what your intentions are and I write it into the manifestation circle. So that is going to be open for 3 more days from today. It'll be open until Valentine's Day on Sunday. Anyone who sends me the intentions after you listen to the meditation or before and then you listen to the meditation, it's connected to the meditation itself, that we're all this harnessed, focused, powerful group of magic makers. And as I write the intentions down, all of that is held in the circle and we manifest together with more momentum. On Sunday, I'm going to close the circle, burn the piece of paper in our fire pit and release the intentions to the universe. So come play. It's going to be really fun. It's already, it's probably 2/3 of the way full with specific intentions that I've been receiving, and it's so good. So fun. Okay. Yeah. Have a beautiful day.